The public first learned the name Jonathan Acevedo Garcia when he was gunned down in a Medellin shopping mall in what authorities called a cartel-style execution. Almost immediately, he was identified as the US government's key cooperating witness against fugitive ex-Olympian Ryan James Wedding. But the truth of who Acevedo was reaches back far earlier. Born in Colombia and raised in Montreal by the late 2000s, Acevedo joined a cross-border trafficking network specializing in synthetic drugs. In 2009, he and an accomplice were stopped in New York State after crossing from the Akwesasne Mohawk Reservation, a known smuggling corridor. Inside their vehicle, 23,000 ecstasy pills, laced with methamphetamine. United States prosecutors described him as part of a large-scale drug trafficking organization, geared entirely toward high-volume synthetic exports from Canada to the United States. He pled guilty and was sentenced to time at Reeves County Detention Center in Texas, where, by 2010, Wedding was also incarcerated on cocaine-related charges. Both were Canadians. Both served federal time, and both represented opposite ends of the narcotics spectrum. Wedding, aligned with plant-based purity, Acevedo, tethered to synthetic shortcuts and adulterants. That intersection wasn't accidental, it was formative. More than a decade later, in 2024, United States and Canadian authorities claimed Acevedo had re-emerged inside Wedding's drug network, now as a key operative. On paper, the pairing was strange. Acevedo's reputation was toxic, marked by fentanyl, adjacent trafficking and compromised distribution. But Wedding brought him in anyway. The most likely explanation is he thought he could repurpose him. Wedding's motivation by then had crystallized. Cocaine markets across North America were collapsing under contamination. People were dying, including those Wedding knew. In that environment, purity became purpose. But defeating the wave from outside the system was futile. He needed to understand it from within. And Acevedo, chaotic, impulsive, but connected, was a direct line into the problem. Recruiting him was not forgiveness. It was containment. But Acevedo returned to old tactics. He failed to internalize the model Wedding was building: structured, high-integrity, fentanyl-free logistics. And when Wedding realized the risk was internal, he made a clinical correction. He began feeding intelligence under Acevedo's name. Fed the state just enough to make it stick. Let the raids land exactly where they needed to. The ones moving poisoned product. The ones with synthetic contacts. The ones Acevedo had touched. And being dirty, they turned on Acevedo and completed the arc. The purge was over. In Wedding's world, purity isn't partial. Not in product, not in people. You build with precision, or you break what you built. And sometimes, you do both.